In today's video, we're going to be rebuilding a transfer case actuator motor on this BMW X3, so stay tuned. Hello and welcome everyone to a new video on our YouTube channel. So in today's video, we're going to be showing you how to rebuild a transfer case actuator motor on this BMW X3. So this problem is common on all SUVs of this era, like the X3, the X5 and the X6 from the year 2004 to 2012. So this is going to be applicable if you have any car of this. This is, well, a common problem. Now we're going to start by lifting the car up and putting her on jack stands. Okay guys, so now that we are under the car, as you can see, this is my point of view. Here is the transfer case, and behind this heat shield is the actuator motor itself. So I'm gonna start by removing the cross member of the transfer case for 13mm bolts on each end. Then we're gonna drop the transfer case a little bit to access the bolts, which are, yeah, here they are. This one, where is my finger pointing? There are 4 on each corner, and all we have to do is remove the sensor, then the motor will be out. First bolt. Second. Now that we got all the 4 bolts removed, as you can see, the cross member is freely moving. There is still the bolt between the transfer case itself and the cross member. It's not necessary to remove it because you can swing the cross member out of the way just by removing it from the car. Now we're gonna slowly, a little bit, just lower the transfer case. Just a little bit. Just like that, to access the bolts that are on top. Okay guys, so here you can move the cross member to the side and expose the bolts that we have to remove. This E10 bolt, 4 on each corner. You can access them with the universal joint and extension. This is the position sensor. As you can see, it has an E7 bolt. You gotta remove that also before removing the sensor. And then all we have to do is unplug the connector over here from the back side. This one, push this tab, pull it out, and then we can remove the whole motor out. Okay guys, so now that we got the E7 removed, we can pull the sensor out, set it to the side here, then onto the E10 bolts. We can pull the bolt the rest of the way by hand, just like that. On to the next one. Now to reach the 2 top bolts, this one and the one over here, you're gonna need the smaller set of the wrench. Well, it's too small. I don't know. Anyway, you're gonna need the small set to reach the top 2 bolts. Now we got both top bolts out. Those 2 are on the top. This one was on the bottom. Still have one on the bottom here. We broke it free. We just left it in place to hold it. Now we're gonna remove it and unplug the motor. The tab of the connector is on the bottom here. All we gotta do is press it in, as you can see, and pull the plug out. Now everything electrically is disconnected. All I have to do now is remove the one bolt that we left in to hold it in place. So now that we got everything unbolted and disconnected, we're gonna pull the actuator motor from the transfer case just like that, and then fish it from the side of the cross member. Okay guys, so now that we got this thing out, let the rebuilding begin. We'll start the disassembly, then we're gonna clean everything, set in the new parts, and of course show you how to do it. Now get yourself a T25 and start removing those 4 screws. Now, there is 2 ways to mark where the motor mounts to the housing here. First, you can look at this tab here, this black. Note that it is facing the side where it goes into the transfer case. The other one is to, well, mark it with a pen or scrape it like that, or anyway, or even dot here, dot there, just to be sure and put it back where you removed it. Now, to remove this, make sure you push from the plug here and this plastic tab here, so you make sure that you won't pull out the brushes from the engine. Just like that. Now we set this to the side. Start focusing on the housing. Okay guys, now using 2 small screwdrivers, I'm gonna remove the C-clip in here. Just do a little dance with it. Just like that, we use the 2 screwdriver method to pull out the C-clip. Now we're gonna undent those indentations that hold this plate onto the housing. Now we're gonna pry it off, just like that. Yep, and it's worn down. Now there is a washer here, make sure you remove it so you don't lose it. Put it next to the C-clip, stay organized, and pull this out. As you can see, this gear is worn down. Well, it used to be a gear, now it's a mushroom. Okay guys, so here we have the rebuilt kit that comes with everything you need. First is the worn gear. And then is this gear, white gear. Also the plate that we removed. And also there's a sack here. It contains both the C-clip and the washer. There you have it. This is everything you need to rebuild one of these. Okay guys, so here we have the old worn out gear and the new gear side by side. As you can see the difference. So now we're gonna start the assembly. Now we're gonna press them in together, just like that. And it's installed. Make sure you put a thin coat of grease on the shaft. Grease the gear. Now I'm gonna use plenty of grease to prolong the life of the gear as much as possible. Now I'm gonna install the washer. Then the C-clip. Wipe off the excess grease. Then just like that, we get the new C-clip in. Now we're gonna install the motor before installing the top plate, just to show you how it should be installed. Remember the plaque, the tab to the top side, where this is exposed. As you saw. Tighten it with a crisscross pattern, so the bolt facing the other. Now after tightening the motor up, we're gonna place the plate back in its place. One last step before punching the divots back in, we're gonna add a little bit of grease on this. This is where it contacts the transfer case. It's plastic to metal, so yep, good enough. Alright guys, so now it's time to set it back in place. You're gonna fish it through just like that. It's our 8 bolts. Now after torquing the actuator down, I'm gonna set in the sensor along with its E7 bolt. Now we're gonna plug the connector back, just like that. Now I'm gonna jack the transfer case up and bolt in the cross member. just like that, we finished the job. We showed you how to do everything in details. We showed you how to remove the actuator and how to rebuild it and how to install it. Now all we gotta do is crank her up and go to a test drive. We may need to clear and reset the module of the transfer case actuator. We're gonna see if the lights have went away or it needs to be cleared. Okay guys, so as you saw, after we did the test drive, the light did not come off, so we had to reprogram the actuator motor. The transfer case module needs to relearn the parameters of the actuator motor in order to function right. Now, since we have a shop, we used our programming tool to reprogram it, and it shut off and it's functioning right. Now, in your case, if you're doing it beside your house with your own tools and you don't have a programming tool, there's a special trick that you can use. Now, a quick disclaimer is that we are not responsible for any damage that may occur to your vehicle if you are replicating what you're seeing on our videos, or even when you do the trick that we're gonna say to you right now. You can, after replacing the actuator gear, to reset all the systems on your car, just disconnect the battery for 12 hours overnight. Come on the next day, reconnect it, turn the vehicle, and everything will be reset. With that being said, this is going to be the end of today's video. Hopefully you found it helpful on how to fix your BMW X3 or X5 or X6 with the actuator gear problem. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. See you on the next one. Peace.